You're watching Business Live. Now let's get the inside track on the latest startup in the tech space. Our next guest is a former music producer turned entrepreneur. Rashid Ajami travelled from his hometown of London to the US to study at Georgetown University, but found it was difficult to connect with like-minded students.
His frustrations led to the creation of a web-based platform called Campus Society, which allows students to connect, ask questions and share information.
Campus Society officially launched in the UK in July 2016 and already has more than 250,000 registered users on the platform.
Ajami is now planning a global expansion, first moving into areas including Europe, India, Australia, China this year, followed by the US in early 2018. And he's with us now in the studio. A warm welcome to Business Live. So it's a very new company.
Yes.
And at the moment really just based in the UK. But I must admit, when I read about it and I learnt about you, I thought this is just what Mark Zuckerberg was doing many years ago on his campus, wasn't it?
Well, for us, it's all actually about knowledge sharing. It's about creating a global student community that brings students together that don't normally have the ability to connect. So, if I'm studying anthropology here in the UK and I'm interested in African culture, I could actually reach out to someone in a region in Africa and have a real-time interaction. So it's much more about bringing students together around topics they're passionate about, and that's what we're all about.
Now, before you launched Campus Society, you're actually a DJ.
Yeah.
What have you taken from your time working as a DJ, working in the music industry, which you feel has helped you with the launch of this startup?
I think building relationships is very important. Having passion, marketing, branding has really been, very helpful for me from the music. But, I really felt that this concept of building a student community was very important. So I put that aside because I really like to focus on this.
And now you are focused on it. It's your full-time job. There's 7 of you working on this full-time, is that correct?
We're actually 30 people.
Sorry, 30.
Yes, yeah.
As yet, you're making money. I mean, how are you going to monetize this idea? Of course, we all want to share, connect, chat to each other, be connected with people who are like-minded, who are also students. But how are you going to make money from it?
So for us, it's really exciting because the monetization actually helps the students. So first, as employers, they can connect and find students, do virtual job fairs, job interviews on the platform. Brands, they can have a real-time interaction with students, which is more genuine. It's a two-way conversation. And universities who are looking for prospective students, we can start making that connection. So monetization is something we have a lot of great ways to do it, but it's about helping the students.
Ideas. Has anyone sort of got hold of you, talking to organisations, companies? Because one thing, that the fact that, it is students, it is just students, is kind of an audience that companies are keen to talk to, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, for us now, the main focus is growth. We want to become the largest student community and bring all the world's students into one place. From there, we can start to look at the monetization. But for me, right now, it's about actually creating these communities and bringing all these students together, and it's all very focused.
Now, talking about monetization, you also have an idea to introduce an online currency specific to campus. How would that work?
So the idea there is the more you contribute to this communal pool of knowledge, you gain this currency online, and we actually want to start to bring that into the real university world. You can use it in your union, you can use it on campus. So it's about really giving students this interesting currency based on how much they contribute.
So they'd have to contribute, it would have to be valid contributions, that would have to be policed in some way to ensure that people weren't just uploading loads of stuff to make enough money to go and feed themselves at the union.
Yes, and we have 3 layers of moderation because it's very important with this age demographic to be, to have a very strong moderation. So we have a strong community team, we use artificial intelligence, and we give the tools to the community so they can really moderate the different communities that are happening.
How will you get the organisations on board where the students will spend this virtual money? So
we feel that because, sharing knowledge is so universal, it's so integral to university, that the universities will get behind what we're doing.
So you're hoping they will provide services really for nothing to students? You've got like not a Bitcoin, but a campus coin or whatever you want to call it.
A campus coin, but we'd like to bring the universities on and get them to be part of this, to actually take care of the local experience on campus.
But they need to get something in return, don't they?
Completely, and for us it's about bringing their students together. It's about really, on the local level, bringing all the students into one place, but as well as the global level. And I think universities also want to connect with other universities. So we want to break down that barrier and allow all universities across the world to have these discussions, these debates, which aren't, happening as much as I'd like to see currently.
So where do you see the company in a year and in 5 years? What's your vision?
So for me, it's about getting, I'd like to see us at a few million users, really being this large community for students, moving into this virtual currency, maybe even virtual reality, being at the forefront of knowledge sharing, and that's really what we're all about.
In the meantime, though, until you are able to monetize it, make profits, etc., you are relying on investors, aren't you, to pay your wages and the other 29?
Yes. We have great, we have great angel investors at the moment. They're really behind this concept. They see the potential for monetization, but they also see the potential to change the way that knowledge sharing happens.
All right. Got to leave it there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in. We will keep an eye
Great.
on the campus society.